This is a very basic tutorial for newcomers to building and maintaining their own websites using Microsoft's Expression Web software. For first-time users, it may seem a little intimidating at first glance, but just think of it as a word processor for the web. In this center space is a blank document into which you can visually insert and format text, photos, and graphics just like you do in Microsoft Word. The difference is this program automatically generates the necessary code to have it displayed properly in a web browser. Other elements surrounding it are the folder list in the upper left where you can browse for the page you wish to modify. When opening the program for the first time, you may need to use this folder icon in the toolbar to choose the folder you wish to open. That will populate the folders list window. The lower left window contains tags for formatting the different objects in your web page, including text, tables, and cells within those tables. The upper right corner will be a list of specialized tags that can be dragged into the document for creating page breaks, image placeholders, layers, and generating forms. Knowing how to use these is not critical to begin with, but as you become more proficient, you may want to add custom interactive elements to your design. The lower right corner is where you can create or download styles to apply to your website. These are kind of like templates for creating your web pages, so the look and feel remains the same throughout the site. Of course, the toolbar across the top contains a lot of the same elements you would see in a word processor for formatting text and adding objects such as pictures and hyperlinks. Let us navigate to the folder containing our website and open the index page. Let me break down what you are seeing here. First, the thin white lines, assuming you can see them, are just guides to show the outline of a table that was inserted into the page. You cannot see these lines in the web browser because we have formatted the table not to show them. Why a table? Well, it's what we have used to hold all of the graphics, video, and text elements in place so that regardless of the size of the web browser window on a person's computer, all of the bits remain perfectly aligned. Without this, things tend to get shuffled around in order to fit inside the window. Behind this table, we have formatted the background to be plain black. Inside the table, we formatted its background to contain the graphic you see. The table is formatted to float, so if someone resizes the browser window, it will remain centered and the graphic moves with it, so we can maintain the relationship between it and the other text and graphic elements contained within the table. The top middle cell of the table contains our header graphic. If I select it, you will see a little white box appear around the email address at the bottom. This is known as a hotspot. Basically, it is a way of inserting a hyperlink to another page or email address clickable within a specified area of a larger image. In this case, it will open up the viewer's default email program with the to line already filled in. I also added a tag to fill in the subject line as well. This had to be coded manually, however. In the middle cell, you will see this gray box. This was generated when the embed code generated by YouTube was pasted into the cell area. This had to be done by copying the code from the YouTube site, selecting the Code tab at the bottom of the Expression Web window, and pasting it in the appropriate spot. As you can see, there is a whole lot of code on this page. Not to worry, however, this is something you can learn on your own with a little practice. To the right are the buttons. These were generated by going to the Insert menu at the top and choosing to Insert Interactive Button. The window that opens will give you a choice of button styles, plus you can modify the font and colors and insert the link to the page you wish to open. Not included in this window is an option to open that page in a separate window. That I had to code manually. Again, this is something that can be covered later. The only unformatted button here is the one for the client list. This could be relabeled as testimonials or whatever you wish. In the space at the bottom of the Button Properties window, just type in the name of the page you have just created. Be sure you have the .htm or .html extension on the name. You may also use the Browse button to locate the page. You can do this if the page is contained in the same directory as your index page. If the link were to another website, as the photos are, you would need to enter the full web address. All of the remaining cells in this table contain text. Each cell was formatted to establish the font style and center the text horizontally and vertically as required. This process is no different than doing it with a Word document. The one page that will need to be updated regularly is the playlist. Let's open this one up. The difference on this page is the background image is a page background, and the table background is formatted to be a solid color to make reading the text easier. The table itself was generated by highlighting and copying the list from an Excel spreadsheet. All of the cell formatting followed when pasted on the web page. It was only necessary to reformat the table for the background color and to hide the table and cell borders, plus have the table float as it did on the index page. To add more rows for inserting other songs, simply right-click in any cell and choose Insert. It will default to rows. Choose how many rows and whether or not you want to insert it above or below the point. These are the very basics for now. As you need to know more, I can provide you with another tutorial that zeroes in on specific areas. Have fun and don't touch that dial.